Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the heart of a lush, green valley, there lived a young man named Kaito. Kaito was known far and wide for his exceptionally bad luck. It seemed that no matter what he did, misfortune would follow him like a shadow. Kaito's bad luck began at a young age. When he was just a child, he lost his parents in a tragic accident. Left orphaned and alone, he was taken in by a kind-hearted couple from the village who raised him as their own. Despite their love and care, Kaito's bad luck persisted. He could never catch a break. If he planted crops, they would wither and die. If he tried his hand at fishing, he would come back empty-handed. His misfortune was so great that the villagers began to avoid him, fearing that his bad luck might rub off on them. Kaito's life was a continuous cycle of disappointments, and he couldn't help but wonder why he was plagued by such persistent misfortune. One day, as he sat beneath the shade of an ancient cherry blossom tree, he saw a wise old monk approaching the village. The monk was known for his wisdom and the depth of his understanding of the world. Curiosity piqued, Kaito decided to approach the monk and seek his guidance. He bowed respectfully and said, "Honored monk, I am Kaito, and I am burdened with bad luck. Despite all my efforts, misfortune clings to me like a shadow. Please, I beg you, share your wisdom and help me rid myself of this curse." The monk, with a warm and understanding smile, replied, "Kaito, I sense your pain, and I'm here to help. But first, let us share a meal together. In the presence of good food, we can converse more freely." Kaito agreed, and the two sat down to share a simple meal. As they ate, the monk began to speak. "Kaito, I can see that your heart is heavy with the weight of your past misfortunes. Your bad luck has defined your life for far too long, but it is not a curse that cannot be lifted. It is a cloud that can be dispersed. However, it requires a journey into your own heart and mind and a deeper understanding of the world around you." Kaito listened intently as the monk continued. "Let me share a story with you, Kaito. There was once a man who lived in a distant village, much like our own. He was known as the unluckiest man in the village, and misfortune seemed to follow him like a loyal dog. One day, he sought the counsel of a wise sage who lived on the outskirts of the village. The monk's words painted vivid images in Kaito's mind, and he listened with rapt attention. The sage listened to the man's story and then said, "I can help you, but you must do exactly as I say. Tomorrow, you will embark on a journey to the highest mountain in this land. There, you will find a cave. Enter that cave, and inside, you will discover a treasure beyond your wildest dreams." The man traveled to a cave in the mountains and discovered a mirror. When he looked into the mirror, the monk continued, he saw not his own reflection, but the reflection of the world around him, which shifted his perspective from misfortune to abundance. Kaito pondered the story for a moment and then asked, "But what happened to the man? Did his bad luck disappear?" The monk smiled and replied, "Indeed, Kaito." When the man returned to the village, he looked at the world with new eyes. He realized that he had not been the unluckiest man in the village, but the one who had failed to see the beauty that surrounded him. Kaito's eyes widened with understanding, and he said, "So, you're telling me that my bad luck is a result of my perspective on life?" The monk nodded and said, "Yes, Kaito. Your bad luck is not a curse but a perspective that has colored your world in shades of disappointment. To say goodbye to bad luck forever, you must change your perspective, just as the man in the story did. It is not about finding a cave or a mirror, but finding the beauty and gratitude within yourself." Kaito asked the monk, "But how do I begin? How do I change the way I see the world?" The monk replied, "It begins with small steps, Kaito. First, you must open your heart to the beauty that surrounds you. Secondly, practice gratitude. At the end of each day, reflect on the things for which you are thankful. It could be a kind word from a friend, a meal shared with loved ones, or the beauty of nature. By acknowledging the positive aspects of your life, you shift your focus from misfortune to abundance. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, as Kaito followed the monk's advice, his life transformed. He began to see the world with new eyes and his heart filled with gratitude. His fields that once yielded nothing began to provide bountiful harvests. His fishing trips that were once fruitless now resulted in an overflowing basket. And he began to inspire the villagers who once shunned him. He was determined to bring hope and joy to as many as he could, with openness, humility, and love. In the end, Kaito's story reminded everyone that the treasures of life are often hidden within, waiting to be discovered by those with open hearts and minds. By changing one's perspective, acknowledging the positive aspects of one's life, and practicing gratitude, it is possible to say goodbye to bad luck forever.